It was a challenge for us. Those first couple years, it was like, I'm a musician, I'm traveling, we had established our business, and we were both trying to find our way in marriage. It was some tough times.
11 and 12, if you get to 11 and 12 and you figured out the stagnation part from 7, then you will be good. But then if you don't, you get to 15 and y'all are just roommates.
What are the most common years that couples break up? They are years 3, 7, 11, and 15. When couples call it quits early on, such as years 2 or 3, they generally have not learned how to resolve conflict. The honeymoon phase has worn off and past resentments start to overwhelm the relationship. At year 7, couples are going through stagnation and wondering if they're just growing in different directions. By year 11 or 12, couples will prove whether they have put in the work to move past that stagnation and make the bond stronger. If couples are struggling at year 15, it's because they have forgotten how to become friends. They've drifted apart and started living their lives as just roommates. They never really learned how to resolve conflict, but instead of breaking up, they just learned to kind of disengage and go through the motions of a relationship. My work with couples at any year of the relationship is to learn how to resolve past resentments.
Wow.
Yeah, she was. I'm saying she's spot on. Like, I'm a therapist, but in my deductive reasoning, watching different people split up at different different seasons, I would definitely say that in the year 2 or 3, y'all are fighting, and you think there's something wrong. We're not supposed to be fighting. No. If you're agreeing about everything, something is wrong.
Sure.
You should not be agreeing about everything. Sure. And then year 7.
I was going to say,
I'm sorry.
For that first couple years, you're definitely trying to figure out each other and trying to we're not necessarily just figure out, who your spouse is, but who are you in marriage? Who are you in a relationship? And so I can understand that being a challenge. It was a challenge for us. Those first couple years, it was like, I'm a musician, I'm traveling, we had established our business, and we were both trying to find our way in marriage. And so it was some tough times. It was some tough times. But, if you can, I always hear people say, like, if you can get to year 7, you're good. And then I hear, 11 and 15?
Well, she was saying 11 and 12. If you get to 11 and 12 and you figured out the stagnation part from 7, then you will be good. But then if you don't, you get to 15 and y'all are just roommates.
Got you. Okay, so back to year 7.
So year 7, I know a lot of people who got to year 7 and then they called it was the 7-year itch. There's a movie a long time ago called The 7-Year Itch, and it's people get married and they're married for 7 years and then they just get itchy because it gets boring. And I feel like, I don't know if that happened for us with year 7. I feel like it was more like 8 or 9.
Sure.
That it was like, this is dry.
Well, we had kids around at that point. Yeah. So it was hard to get stagnant in our family, but as a couple, absolutely,
it was dry.
Yeah, just trying to figure out. Yeah, we got in a serious routine of going to work and making sure that we are taking care of the bills, taking care of the kids, and all of that was it was definitely kind of draining our energy, draining who we are, and I will even say this, that mentality and that drain doesn't necessarily stop. You just have to figure out, because bills don't stop, kids and family, those things don't stop, but you just have to figure out how do you,
still make time for each other.
Make time for each other and maintain who you are in the process. Because I think that's where you become stagnant, is when you're like, well, you know what? I'm not doing this for myself anyway. I'm just going to ride the wave and just be here, and so you gotta shake yourself off and get back in the game. So all right, that's good. And then so year 5, 7,
no, 3, she said 3.
Oh, that's right, 2 or 3.
7, and then 12, if you figured it out, hopefully you'll move past 15. So We're about to be 15 next year.
Next year. Oh yeah, you're right. This year it'll be 14. Crazy.
I feel like we figured it out around 11.
Mm-hmm.
Like 10, we kind of had this come to Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
What are we gonna do?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then
as most healthy couples
Yeah.
should. If you don't have
Yeah.
that talk,
Yeah.
be afraid. Be very afraid because it's coming.
Yeah,
You know.
we did. That was definitely 10. We were about to celebrate our anniversary or had just celebrated something around there, and it was like, all right, this ain't working the way that it's supposed to. So
At least how we thought it was. Yeah.
either we're gonna make some real efforts, or you go to your room and I'll go to mine.
Yeah, and we definitely figured out ways to like not just push past, but how do we meet each other and I
Be
think
happy.
And
learn to actually like each other. There's a lot of married couples who love the person that they're with, but they don't actually like them.
Yeah. So. Absolutely. So, all right. So then, year 15. Yeah, we haven't made it to 15 yet, but we definitely will. It's coming up soon. And shout out.
We're good.
What's that?
We're good.
Yeah, I think we're good. Absolutely. Shout out to anybody who is on that journey of like just figuring out where you are, whether it's year 2, 3, 7, 11, 15, wherever you are. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. Good, healthy marriage. There's lots of ups and downs in the process. And so don't feel alone. Don't feel afraid or like you're being, like you're an outcast and you're the only person dealing with these types of issues. You are not alone. And so, also, again, shout out to anybody who's over 15 years in marriage. Big.
We had a couple friends who are at 20.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I can't believe that we're at that stage.
I know. That's weird.
In life, we have friends who are like 20 years, half of our lifetime been married. That's nuts.
Yeah.
So. All right, let's move on. Let's keep moving. Who is that? Kim Polander. All right. You might have to follow her. Get a follow. Shout out to KP Counseling 108.